So Gerard, we're in the office. I can see all these trophies that you have here. You've won a lot, man.
Yeah.
From the days when you was there in Manchester.
I remember the goal. Yeah. I was lucky to be part of really good teams. I mean, firstly Manchester United, and then Football Club Barcelona.
Let's go back to Manchester United. How do you remember your time there?
I remember as I learned a lot from you guys, from you, from Vida, from all the teammates, and I remember that I didn't play as much as I wanted to because I was really young, and you never rested. This is why your back is like this. And this is why Vida retired now because he's back too. You played a lot, and it was really difficult to break through. But it was a great time for just to training with first team players like the quality, Rooney, Waza, Van Nistelrooy, Cristiano Ronaldo, and it was a great experience. And when I was 21, that I think that I grew up a lot there. To come back to my hometown, to Barcelona, it was the dream come true, because for me, Barcelona as a kid, I was like a fan, and right now to be part of it, it's a dream.
The things that you've done in England, training, working under these guys, did you take anything from that period that helped you and carry along for the rest of your career?
Yeah, I think the physical part, when I was in England, I get a lot. Like I remember training in the gym, doing boxing, and all this kind of stuff is the one that then when you come back to Barcelona, you feel that you are stronger than when you left. It means that in the physical part, like, I don't know, when you jump against a striker that is tall and is strong, you can beat them, and it's a really good part that I learned from England and from Manchester United.
You think you would have been a success in England, given a chance? I know we was in the way, me and Vida, but if you had got in the team. For
my style of play, obviously I think the Spanish style of play is much better for me. But I think that I could play in England. We will never know, because I will try to retire here in Barcelona. I'm not expecting to go back to England. But it's always something that it kept in my head. Like one day I wanted to try if I can succeed there.
So how important was Sir Alex Ferguson in your development?
I always said it was like a second dad. When I arrived there, I was 17, and for me to change everything, I don't know, I left my friends, I left my family, I left everything. And he was like a really good help from the start. He asked you about if you feel comfortable in the city, in the country, if you feel comfortable with your family, because my first year in Manchester, I was living with a family. Yeah. And I think it was a great coach.
How difficult is that when you come over and you see a new family, speak a different language?
It's really tough, and it's really tough because you are 17 and obviously you are really young, but you want to start to play some games with the first team, and it's really difficult to break through because there is a lot of quality. It's difficult to understand everything when you are so young. After the years, when I arrived here and after I played everything, I realized that all that time that I didn't play and all that time that I was young but I suffer alone, it makes me be more stronger, and it was really good for me.
Obviously you came back to Barcelona, came home, Pep Guardiola is here waiting for you. What is the differences between him and Sir Alex Ferguson?
When I was at Manchester United, Sir Alex Ferguson was already 20 years as a coach of Manchester United, so he took the position of the coach like in a different role model, in a different style that Guardiola. Guardiola was really young, was his first year as a first team coach, and he was like really intense every training. You cannot imagine. Sir Alex Ferguson, when I was there, I remember Gerard as the guy who made the trainings. He was like more outside, like controlling everything. You know what I mean? It's a different position.
Like the Godfather.
Exactly. And Guardiola was like every day, like he was there. But both of them, you can see their careers. I think they are both fantastic.
So, moving on to the players that you played with Messi. He's a phenomenal player, but not many players played with Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Who's the best? But what are the differences? And more importantly, what's the differences between them? You've seen them close.
I think that they are both amazing. We are talking about two of the best players, not just in the world, in the history of this sport. I always said that Messi has some talent that no one has. I mean, he has the ball and his speed, controlling the ball with, and the ball doesn't go 2 meters far from his foot. He's always there. It's impossible to catch him. This talent I didn't see to anyone. Cristiano Ronaldo is such a different player. They are very different. He's really tall, strong. He's really complete. He can do everything. Can do goals with the head, free kicks, penalties, take one-on-one. But Messi's got. I always said in Spanish, in English, is like for me, Messi is not human, and Cristiano is the best of the human. You know what I mean? I think Leo is something.
Have you got any examples, like in training, that he done something just crazy?
When we play like small games, like 3 or 4 teams, or of 5, 6 players each team, and we play like some tournaments. When he wants to win, it's like. You don't have a chance. It's incredible. I didn't see that level of football to any player. And I trained with Cristiano, with Guaza, and they are all really good players. But Leo is such a different thing.
We see the trophies. What is the motivation? Because young children, they think, they're earning all the money, they're winning all the titles. What is your motivation to keep going every year the way you have?
I think it's the feeling of winning. I mean, when you win a trophy like a Champions League, it's like, wow, you did a great season.
You beat us twice, man.
I know. The first one just the year after I left. I remember in Rome. But we had a really good team, and it was great finals. But
for you,
I remember Sir Alex Ferguson after the game. He was devastated. I remember in London in 2011, because he said to me, "You were so much better." It's like we had no chance. We had no chance.
I don't know how you expected us to approach the game, because normally we play counter-attack football all the time. But the semi-final we played against Arsenal. We played not as good as you guys, but they played nice football. They take the ball and they tried to retain the possession. And we destroyed them. I think we thought we could do the same to you guys, but you was another.
That first 10 minutes were we were like, wow, listen, we have a big deal to play here against them, because you start really well that game. I remember Cristiano shot twice, I think. Victor Valdez saved, and then the Samuel Eto'o goal helped us a lot. The goal give us like breathe, oxygen to breathe and say, listen, okay, we are winning, come on, we have to.
Then you started to play keep ball.
Yeah, we love to do that when we are winning.
So this is what I mean. So this team, in my opinion, you tell me yours, but the team that in Rome and at Wembley, they keep the ball better than the team you're playing now.
I mean, now we have players that we can counter-attack. 6-7 years ago, we cannot counter-attack. Even we wanted, we didn't have the players to do that. Now, the keeper save, pass the ball to Iniesta, Neymar, Messi, goal, like this, counter-attack, easy. And the second goal, or the first goal in Arsenal, it was like this. And this 6 years ago, you will not see a goal like this.
Is this the manager changing tactics, or the players that you have?
The manager allows us to do what we prefer. I mean, I think we are more complete now because we can do both things. We can control the game and give us 60 passes and create the chance, and at the same time we can just go back, stay like defensive, and then go and counter-attack. This second part, we couldn't do it like 7 years ago.
So which is the best team?
Both are really good. Now I think we are a little more complete because we can do this second part, that we can counter-attack, and we feel more comfortable defending and not having the ball. That with Guardiola, if we didn't have the ball, we didn't feel comfortable.
So thinking about the styles of football in Spain is different to England. Which is the best league in your opinion?
I think both are really good, but maybe in England it's more tough, more difficult to win the league, because there are more teams with a good level. You have Arsenal, Manchester, both City and United. You have Tottenham, you have now Leicester. You have a lot of teams fighting for the league, and in Spain in the last years it's just Barcelona, Madrid and Atletico Madrid. So I think that both are really good, but one is tougher to win it, and maybe it's better for the fan, because you have more teams involved of winning the title.
I was asked the other day, who's the best centre-back in the world?
The best centre-back in the world? I don't know. I think that there are a few that they are really good.
Do you think the standard of defending has dropped the last few years? I do.
I think that it changed. I mean, the defender 10 years ago or 5 years ago, it was just about defending. Now, in the last few years, I think this figure changed. The defender has not just to defend, but he has to bring the ball and be comfortable, putting a good ball to the strikers or a good ball to the midfielders. It has to be more complete, the defender. And the ones that I really like is Thiago Silva, I think, is a really good centre back. Sergio Ramos is a really good centre back. That they can do both things, because there are really good defenders, but they just know how to defend. But I think that right now
you have to have the combination.
Exactly.
We saw the Barcelona team in training, and some young children came in. How did this happen?
I don't know, they just jumped from the street to the training ground, and we were like starting to train, and we said, come on, listen lads, just play some ball with us, and it was so it was really fun, because it's like an experience that never happened before.
Is that an important part of Barcelona's makeup identity? Is the people's club?
Yeah, I think that the slogan or the phrase is more than a club for Barcelona, and one of the things is because of that. I think we are like a family. It's all about the people and all the people that follow this club, and they can vote and they can choose the president, and I think it has to keep it like this, because it's the essential about the club.